Hold on to your seats, lock your doors, and prepare for a story so explosive, so deeply personal, and so shockingly intertwined with the glamorous world of Hollywood and the terrifying undercurrents of global politics. It will leave you questioning everything. Tonight we are peeling back the layers not just of a television show, but of a life lived on the edge, a comedy icon's desperate flight for freedom, and a return to the screen so audacious, so unexpected, is already sending shockwaves through the entertainment stratosphere. We are talking about the one, the only, the legendary Rosie O'Donnell. And folks, if you thought you knew Rosie, think again, because tonight we delve into her jaw-dropping, headline-grabbing, splashy return to comedy in the cultural phenomenon. That isn't Just Like That, HBO Max's Sex and the City revival. But this isn't just a guest spot. Oh no. The role she plays is so juicy, so controversial. So, Rosie, it's almost too scandalous to believe. A virgin nun from Winnipeg who finds herself in a steamy, life-altering encounter with none other than Miranda Hobbes. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. The glittering comedic facade on a story far darker, far more profound, because we're also going to expose the real reason Rosie O'Donnell, an American icon, has fled the United States seeking refuge, seeking sanity, seeking safety on the misty shores of Ireland. Yes, you heard that right. Ireland. And her chilling words, her desperate query to the world, when would it be safe to come back? This is not a drill. This is not a plot from a movie. This is Rosie O'Donnell's shocking new reality, a self-imposed exile driven by the looming shadow of a second-term presidency for Donald Trump. The story begins as all great New York tales do, with a chance encounter, a spark, a moment of unexpected connection. The season premiere of And Just Like That, Season 3, Episode 1, ominously titled Outlook Good, though for whom we have to ask, drops us right into the heart of this drama. And just like that, there she is, Rosie O'Donnell, transforming before our very eyes into a character named Mary. Mary, a seemingly ordinary woman visiting the Big Apple from out of town, a tourist looking for something, and she finds it, or rather her, in a dimly lit bar. Miranda Hobbes, played by the incomparable Cynthia Nixon, herself a whirlwind of transformation and queer awakening. Miranda expecting nothing more than a fleeting connection, and no strings attached dalliance picks Mary up. A night of passion ensues, a shared intimacy in the anonymous sanctuary of Mary's hotel room. Classic Sex and the City territory, right? A one-night stand, a forgotten memory by sunrise? Wrong, so devastatingly wrong. Because Mary, it turns out, isn't just any tourist. Mary lingers. Mary has caught feelings. Deep, powerful, life-altering feelings. And the reason, the earth-shattering, jaw-dropping reason, will send your head spinning. Mary, dear, sweet, unassuming Mary from Winnipeg, was a virgin before her night with Miranda. A virgin! But wait, the plot thickens, the layers of this character deepen into something almost unfathomable in its delicious complexity. Because Mary, back home in the snowy plains of Winnipeg, isn't just a woman inexperienced in the ways of love. Mary is a nun, a sister of the cloth, a woman for whom sexuality, desire, intimacy has been a completely closed off, forbidden chapter of her life. Can you even begin to imagine the internal cataclysm, the spiritual earthquake that our encounter with Miranda Hobbes must have triggered? This isn't just a juicy role, it's a psychological and emotional minefield, a character study of repression, liberation, and the terrifying, exhilarating unknown. And Mary, now awakened, now buzzing with his newfound electrifying energy, it doesn't just fade away. Oh no. She pushes, she prods, she yearns for more of Miranda, for more of this vibrant, technicolor life that has suddenly burst forth. She tries to draw Miranda into her world of wide-eyed wonder, suggesting they embark on various tourist trap activities, a desperate attempt to prolong the connection, to keep the magic alive. The tension must be palpable. Miranda, caught between her desire for freedom and this unexpectedly clingy, utterly transformed nun, must be reeling. The pair finally dramatically reunite in the dazzling, overwhelming chaos of Times Square, the crossroads of the world, a fitting stage for such a monumental emotional reckoning. And there, amidst the neon glow and the throngs of tourists, Mary, who is revealed to be a wicked superfan, because of course she is, unleashes her emotions in the most theatrical, most unexpected way possible. She sings a snippet of For Good, that iconic anthem of friendship and transformation, directly to Miranda, a heartfelt, desperate thank you for showing her what she really needed for unlocking a part of herself she never knew existed, or perhaps had long suppressed. It's a moment that promises to be pure and just like that, gold. Poignant, absurd, hilarious, and heartbreaking all at once. This role, this character of Mary the Virgin Nun wicked superfan, is one of those classic, unforgettable Sex and the City franchise one-night stands, the kind that leaves an indelible mark on our beloved characters and on us, the audience. And who better to embody such a complex, quirky, and emotionally resonant character than Rosie O'Donnell, a comedic actor who not only knows this territory, but has lived it in her own unique, trailblazing way. Let's not forget Rosie herself. Came out as a lesbian in a blaze of glory and courage back in 2002, just as her phenomenally successful daily talk show, The Rosie O'Donnell Show, was winding down. She's walked the path of self-discovery, of embracing her truth in the harsh glare of the public eye. She understands the nuances, the complexities, the humor, and the heartache of navigating one's sexuality. And now, as she prepares to lay her soul bare in a one-woman show based on her extraordinary life at this summer's prestigious Edinburgh Fringe Festival, Rosie is in a deeply reflective, powerfully introspective mode. She's looking back, she's taking stock, and she's ready to share her journey with the world. She hopes to tour this deeply personal production, but for now, the historic, atmospheric city of Edinburgh is just a short hop, skip, and a jump from her current, somewhat shocking place of residence, Ireland. Yes, the Emerald Isle! And her move wasn't for the scenery or the Guinness or a sudden desire to trace her ancestral roots. Rosie O'Donnell, an American institution, moved to Ireland as a direct, defiant, and perhaps desperate response to the political climate in the United States, specifically the very real, very terrifying prospect of a second-term presidency. Out for Donald Trump. In a candid, soul-bearing interview with Variety, O'Donnell spoke with a raw honesty that is both admirable and deeply unsettling. She didn't just move, she fled. She sought refuge. And the question that haunts her, the question she poses to a world seemingly teetering on the brink, is when would it be safe to come back? Let those words sink in. This isn't a political statement made from a comfortable distance. This is a life uprooted, a future uncertain, a profound act of self-preservation from a woman who has never been afraid to speak her mind, to fight for what she believes in. What does she know? What does she fear so profoundly that she would leave her homeland, her career, her life as she knew it behind? The implications are chilling, but how did this incredible, almost surreal, and just like that role come about, especially with Rosie living across the Atlantic? Was it a desperate plea from the producers, a recognition that only she could play Mary the Nun? The story, as Rosie tells it, is pure serendipity, a testament to the enduring power of friendship and connection in the often cutthroat world of Hollywood. It wasn't the legendary showrunner Michael Patrick King who initially reached out, though their history goes way back. No, it was Cynthia Nixon herself. I'm good. Friends with Cynthia Nixon, Rosie revealed, her affection for her co-star palpable. And here's a little-known, heartwarming detail. Rosie's own daughter was actually Cynthia's assistant on the set of And Just Like That for the previous season. A beautiful example of Hollywood families supporting each other. Rosie, with a chuckle, admits she still calls the show Sex and the City 2, a charmingly old-school slip of the tongue. It was Cynthia who planted the seed, who set this incredible collaboration in motion. She put her Rosie's daughter on there, Rosie explained, and then she said, by the way, Michael told me that he has a role for you. Are you up for it? And Rosie's response? Instantaneous, unequivocal, enthusiastic. I said, you kidding me? In a minute. I didn't even have to think about it. No hesitation, no second thoughts. The chance to dive into the Sex and the City universe, to work alongside her dear friend, Cynthia, to collaborate with Michael Patrick King. It was an offer she simply couldn't refuse. An irresistible siren song luring her back, even if temporarily, from her Irish haven. Her connection with Michael Patrick King, the visionary, showrunner behind the Sex and the City magic, is not a newfound acquaintance. Their friendship, their shared history, stretches back over 3 incredibly long decades. I've known Michael Patrick King for probably over 30 years, Rosie reminisced. When I was a young comedian, he was in a comedy duo called King and Mindy. Lisa Mindy and Michael King. I used to hang out with them at Catch a Rising Star and at the Improv. Imagine those smoke-filled rooms, those legendary comedy clubs, buzzing with the raw energy of future icons, all starting out together, all dreaming of making their mark. It's been pretty amazing, Rosie reflected, a note of wonder in her voice, to see the people that began together doing so well. It's a beautiful full circle moment, a testament to talent, perseverance, and the enduring bonds forged in the trenches of the stand-up comedy scene. So when Rosie finally got her hands on the script, when she read the details of Mary the Virgin Nun from Winnipeg, the wicked superfan with an unexpected queer awakening, what was her reaction? How did it feel knowing that this was the character Michael Patrick King, her old friend, had envisioned specifically for her? I laughed my ass off, Rosie declared, her trademark boisterous humor shining through. There was no offense, no hesitation, only delight. I thought, I know how to play this character. It was an intuitive click, an immediate recognition. This wasn't just a role. It was a perfect fit, a comedic glove tailored to her unique talents. And the prospect of sharing virtually all her scenes with Cynthia Nixon, that was the icing on the cake, the cherry on top of this already delicious opportunity. For Rosie, acting opposite Cynthia wasn't work. It was a joy, a privilege, an effortless dance. I was very, very happy to be doing all my scenes with Cynthia, she gushed. And then in a moment of breathtaking vulnerability and profound admiration, she confessed it was not acting for me. I don't have to act in love with her because I've been in love with her for many years. Now, before the gossip mills start churning, let's be clear. This is a deep platonic love, a profound respect and admiration for Cynthia Nixon, the artist, the activist, the human being. Rosie recounted a powerful memory. I saw her in Wit, on Broadway, and even though I had known her for very many years and was friends with her in a real way, when I went backstage, I was awestruck and couldn't find my words. That kind of awe, that deep soul-stirring admiration, is a powerful foundation for any artistic collaboration. It promises a chemistry, an authenticity between Mary and Miranda that will be simply electrifying to watch. The character of Mary, a woman so isolated from her own sexuality, even as she gets older, is not some far-fetched fictional creation. Rosie, with her decades of experience, her deep empathy, and her own journey as a queer woman, recognized Mary instantly. Have you known people like Mary? Variety asked. Rosie's answer was a resounding, unequivocal 100%. This isn't just a character. This is a reflection of real lives, real struggles, real, often delayed awakenings. I know many women who only come to it in their 40s. Rosie shared, her voice filled with understanding, and how hard it is when they set up a life with a man and children, and then they come to realize this basic thing about themselves. I understand their struggle. This empathy, this deep-seated understanding, is what will make her portrayal of Mary so compelling, so relatable, even in its quirks and comedic excesses. Mary is somebody who, for all different reasons, wasn't able to be in touch with who they were, and then came to find the beauty that awaits the rest of her life. It's a story of hope, of second chances, of the enduring power of self-discovery, no matter how late it arrives. And it's a story that resonates deeply with the themes already explored in And Just Like That. particularly Miranda's own later-in-life queer awakening. Rosie's character Mary is almost a comedic, intensified, funhouse mirror version of Miranda's journey, a what-if scenario pushed to its most theatrical, most vulnerable, and most hilarious limits. "Yeah!" Rosie exclaimed, recognizing the parallel. There has to be humor. It saves us in life from very emotionally distressing times. Comedy saves us all in the end. This is Rosie's mantra, her guiding principle, the bedrock of her career, and perhaps her survival. And it's a philosophy that infuses her portrayal of Mary. Even in Mary's most desperate, most awkward, most emotionally raw moments, there will be laughter, because that's where the truth and the healing often lies. You do laugh at her being overly excited about seeing Wicked for the 14th time. Rosie admitted, "I'm playing that level of almost manic superfan enthusiasm. That was not hard to play for me," she confessed with a knowing smile, "because all of my big emotional moments can be found in the musicals of my lifetime." Another beautiful, relatable insight into the heart and soul of Rosie O'Donnell, a woman who finds her truth, her joy, and her emotional release in the soaring melodies and dramatic narratives of musical theater. It makes Mary's for good serenade in Times Square even more poignant, even more authentic. But let us not stray too far from the other, darker, more politically charged narrative that underpins Rosie's current life, her self-imposed exile in Ireland. This decision, this monumental uprooting, was not made lightly. It was, as she describes it, a direct response to the fear, the dread, the sheer unthinkability of a second Trump presidency. Imagine the level of conviction, the depth of concern it would take for a woman so deeply embedded in American culture, a beloved television personality, an outspoken activist, to pack her bags and leave, to seek solace on foreign shores. What does she see that others perhaps ignore? What warnings does her departure signify? Her one-woman show at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, a show based on her own life, takes on an entirely new dimension in this context. Is it just a retrospective? A comedic look back at a storied career? Or is it something more, a manifesto, a cry for help, a desperate attempt to make sense of a world gone mad? The fact that Edinburgh is now a short trip from her home in Ireland speaks volumes. She is physically, emotionally, and perhaps spiritually detaching from an America she no longer recognizes, or perhaps no longer feels safe in. The article also touches upon a deeply personal aspect of Rosie's life that informs her worldview. She is raising a non-binary tween. This experience, this journey of understanding and supporting a child navigating their own unique identity, undoubtedly deepens her empathy, broadens her perspective, and perhaps fuels her activism and her profound unease with political ideologies that seek to limit, to define, and to marginalize. It adds another layer to her character, both on and off screen. A fierce protector, a champion of authenticity, a woman who understands on a visceral level the importance of being seen, accepted, and loved for who you truly are. This must surely inform her portrayal of Mary, the nun finally grappling with her own suppressed identity, and it undoubtedly fuels her decision to create a safe haven for herself and her family, far from the political turmoil she perceives in the United States. So, what does life in Ireland look like for Rosie O'Donnell? Is it a peaceful retreat, a place to write, to reflect, to heal? Or is it a state of anxious limbo, a constant monitoring of the news from across the Atlantic, a perpetual waiting game for that elusive moment when it might be safe to come back? The article doesn't delve into the daily realities of her Irish existence, but the very fact of her relocation, coupled with her poignant question, paints a picture of a woman wrestling with profound anxieties about the future of her country, and indeed the world. Her return to television, even for this guest role in As Just Like That, feels incredibly significant. Is it a defiant act of artistic expression, a refusal to be silenced even in exile? Is it a way to stay connected, to reach out, to remind America of the voice it is missing? Or is it simply a joyful opportunity to collaborate with old friends, to dive into a deliciously quirky character, to find laughter and light amidst the encroaching shadows? Perhaps it's all of these things. The character of Mary, the virgin nun who finds liberation and love or at least infatuation, with Miranda is a comedic masterpiece in the making, a character ripe for Rosie's unique blend of outrageous humor and heartfelt vulnerability. The image of her, a wicked superfan belting out for good in the heart of Times Square, is already iconic. It's a testament to the show's willingness to embrace the absurd, the theatrical, the gloriously messy reality of human emotion. And it's a role that seems tailor-made for Rosie O'Donnell, a woman who has always worn her heart, her humor, and her passions proudly on her sleeve. But as we laugh along with Mary's antics, as we marvel at Rosie's comedic genius, we cannot ignore the sobering backdrop to this splashy return. The knowledge that this beloved entertainer felt compelled to leave her country to seek refuge from a political climate she finds intolerable adds a layer of poignant complexity to her performance. It reminds us that art, even at its most frivolous and entertaining, is often created in the crucible of real-world anxieties, of personal struggles, of profound political and social upheaval. Rosie O'Donnell's story, as it unfolds in this new chapter of her life, split between the misty landscapes of Ireland and the glittering chaotic sets of And Just Like That, is a compelling, multifaceted narrative. It's a story of courage, of conviction, of artistic passion, and of an unyielding commitment to truth, both personal and political. It's a story that reminds us that even in the darkest of times, laughter can be a lifeline, art can be a refuge, and the search for a place where one can truly feel safe, truly feel free, is a journey worth undertaking, no matter how far it may lead. Her performance as Mary the Nun is not just a guest appearance, it's a cultural event, a moment that encapsulates so much about where we are, who we are, and the enduring power of an icon who refuses to be silenced, who refuses to stop laughing, even when the world outside feels anything but funny. Rosie O'Donnell is back in more ways than one, and her voice, whether delivering a punchline or posing a terrifying question about the future, is more vital, more resonant, and more desperately needed than ever before. A comedy legend's electrifying return, a character so wild it has to be seen to be believed, and a chilling real-life escape from a political nightmare. Rosie O'Donnell's journey is a roller coaster of laughter, tears, and terrifying truths. From a virgin nun's awakening in And Just Like That, to a self-imposed exile in Ireland, questioning when, if ever, it will be safe to return. To American shores, this is a story that will stay with you, haunt you, and perhaps inspire you. What does it mean when our icons feel forced to flee? And what happens next? The questions hang heavy in the air, as heavy as the Irish mist. Until next time, keep watching, keep thinking, and never ever stop asking why.